Hello folks, here is something else to suit your eyes. This is my Vanford on the bottom, of course. But man, what about this rig? It's pretty easy on the eyes, isn't it? I like it. Notice that this blank is not black, but I don't know, dark red or maroon, or not sure what that color is. But this rod is KUYING or KUYING or KUYING, or you tell me what's the proper way to read that. Teton TTS 6'4", ultralight, 2-piece, 1 to 4 gram lures, 2 to 4 pound line. All of the specs are correct. It has exactly the same not blank, but real seat as the Eradicator. And I think it uses the same locking nut as the Eradicator. And I'll be damned, the handle feels a lot like the Eradicator. With the carbon here, beautiful butt at the end. This is a rod that Mike gave to me. The same Mike that gave me the Exist LT Rarity. Mike is a serious patron of the channel and I'm very grateful. He bought this thing from AliExpress. He told me for 80 bucks. I haven't checked yet. This is the first time I'm fishing this rod. I didn't go Google it. I didn't see the specs. I don't know anything about this rod. I'm just gonna fish it today and I'll do a review about it later. Or I'll mix this video with actual review. I haven't decided yet. But I will tell you one thing. This rod definitely looks really, really finessey and really nice. I mean, it's one elegant rod. The guides are the perfect size for my taste. They're not micro, like on the JDM rods, but they're not big. You can see they're pretty small guides. But they're just big enough so people don't have trouble with small knots and things like this. Now I already caught a couple of fish with this rod and I'll catch a few more with you here. But let me also show you. The rod also has a beautiful bending curve. I would say this action is a little bit slower than fast. I wouldn't say it's medium. I don't know. It's like medium fast action, I guess, but it's very similar to my St. Croix rod. I don't know, in the bending feel and the elasticity of the blank, it does remind me of my St. Croix rod. It does not feel like the Japanese rods though. I just fished with my Beleza and the Eradicator, and the Japanese rods definitely feel, well, they're much lighter to begin with. They feel, I mean, they feel better than this rod, okay? This rod does feel a little bit rubberish, a little bit heavy in the tip compared to the Japanese rods. So this rod is not to be compared with the high-end JDM stuff. They are sharper. They're much more sensitive even when you just hold them in the hand. You can tell this one has more rubber or glass, or I don't know what it has more. But it's not, the blank is not as high content of carbon as the Japanese stuff. Actually, I feel it's not even as high carbon content as the Dobbins rod I reviewed last week. But I might be wrong. But I don't think I'm wrong. I think the Dobbins rod was actually more sensitive than this rod. Even though, I will tell you right now, I much prefer this rod over the Dobbins rod. Just because this blank is just perfect for me. The bending curve is perfect. The power is perfect. It's a true ultralight rod. The power is perfect. It's not too stiff. It doesn't have this too soft of a tip that the solid tips have. I absolutely love this blank. The guides, I'm sure, are steel. That's why the rod feels a little bit, I don't want to say tip heavy. I mean, it feels great. It feels great for the price range. But I mean, it does feel a little bit heavier than the Japanese stuff. But I know you're gonna say you shouldn't be comparing to the Japanese stuff, and you would be correct. I shouldn't be comparing to the Japanese stuff. But if I compare it to sub 100 rods in Cabela's, I think this would be a clear winner. I don't know what would you buy in Cabela's under $100 that's better than this. My favorite Shimano Sensi-Lite is not comparable to this. Even though it's just as light, performance is probably objectively very similar. Come on, man. But this rod, 3 times I get this fish and I lose it every time, probably a bluegill. Also, this is a little bit bigger swim bait. Let's try that way. Yeah, I love this rod. I'm even thinking of buying it, but because I really love it. But the thing is, I know I'm not gonna fish it because as good as it is, and I love this blank. That's why I like the rod, because I love the blank. The blank has the perfect power, the perfect action. It's very thin. Look how thin the butt is. Not like the Dobbins rod was like over 1 centimeter here. Has the perfect power, the perfect action. It looks really, really nice. And it feels really good too. If you don't have any $300 Japanese stuff, you're gonna be impressed with this rod, I promise you. I don't know what you're gonna buy that compares with this rod. On the other side, even though this rod seems to be a great value, if you already have a bunch of Japanese rods, probably it would be a waste of $80 to buy it, because I mean, it looks nice, it feels nice, but it's not as light and definitely not as sensitive. So you're gonna end up just owning it and not fishing it. Oh man, this is ridiculous. Maybe I should tie a trout magnet to catch this bluegill or whatever is in front of me here. They keep pulling and pulling and I cannot catch nothing. Okay, let's try this one. This jig head has a little bit smaller hook. Also, it's not as heavy, so I can fish it a little slower. And it's not as bright. The other head was glow in the dark. But the water is clearer today. So I don't know if they need glow in the dark. The other one I had to fish it pretty fast. The problem is this here is bluegill, it's not crappie. Oh, oh, this is crappie. I lost the first one, but I'm gonna catch you. And boy, does this rod pair well with a Vanfort. It pairs amazing with a Vanfort. Also, when the water is colder, the weeds start to die. Oh. So let's cover for them and they begin to group. Here we go. Finally, we're stringing a few fish together. I dropped this guy too. leave this open. If I do that, I'm gonna step in it right away. Bite. There we go. I think I'm gonna end this video here because it's getting tough. I'll try to find fish somewhere else and reconnect with you. But guys, I'm really excited about this rod. I don't know if I'm gonna buy it myself or not. But I usually don't recommend AliExpress tackle, and I have never seen myself anything worth recommending from AliExpress. The jig heads are always terrible. I mean, the lures are just rubber, and all the rods I had were not worth much. This one is more expensive. I think it's 80 bucks, I'm not sure. But this one is definitely worth the $80. I'm telling you, you're not gonna buy in the United States under $100 a nicer rod. Well, of course, the high-end tackle is different. Over 300, it's easy to find good tackle that you love. But sub 100, the last time I was so excited about a rod was when I was reviewing the Daiwa Presso. Also, the Shakespeare Microlight for 20 bucks, I was ready to recommend this rod to anybody for anything, regardless of the $20 price tag. It was also amazing rod. But the other rods after that, some of them were nice for one purpose or another, but were nothing special. I do think this rod is something special, and you know I don't have high opinion of AliExpress tackle, but somehow this rod, I can recommend it to anybody. It's perfect for twitching a trout magnet. This model is. If you get a longer model, if the action is the same, will be perfect for float fishing too. It's just good for everything. It feels really expensive, really nice in the hand too. So I'm not trying to sell you anything, but I'm telling you, I really like this rod, and I definitely think it's worth the money. So I'm gonna end this video here. It's starting to blow from the wrong angle. These guys over there electrocuted the entire bank, which is what I was banking on. No pun intended. So it will be a challenge now to find fish, but that's the end of this video. Thanks for checking it out, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye. KUYING Teton with a Vanfort. Get you some. Will not regret it. See if we can catch a couple nice crappie before we get close and start plucking them with float. I always prefer to catch them on jigging or swim baits or something where I have the lure connected directly without a float, so you can feel the bite before you see it. It's a nice crappie. Oh, that's a nice crappie, man. Should I net it or lift it? Might lose, that's 11 incher. I might lose my jig head if I lift it. Not so worried about losing the fish. Look at this fish. Just a gorgeous fish. Let me put him on the bump board. I will release him, I promise. I just want to see how big he is. Yep, 11 and a half black. 11 and 3/4 really, but look at this. Gorgeous fat. Big shoulders fish. The first cast. See if I can catch one more. Let's try again. Bump. Got him. Yeah, this rod, I love this rod, but it's more about good flexible blank and comfortable handle. It's not about sensitivity. I just want you to be aware that this is not a replacement for Japanese rod. It will feel more rubbery. So yeah, keep in mind. But it will be more durable if you're traveling or stuff like this. There we go. Decent fish. Yeah, I love this rod. Very nice blank. Very smooth transition from tip to midsection. The right weight of the tip. It's just like a cheap Saint Croix. It's not quite Saint Croix either, don't tell me now. I know the Saint Croix is lighter and a little bit more sensitive, but it's a very nice blank, very enjoyable to play the fish. Not to feel the bite, but to play the fish. I might actually keep this fish. Yeah, that's an ultralight rod. This 12-inch crappie, let me measure him. I think it's 12. He felt just perfect on this rod. So this is not a super ultralight. Yeah, that's a 12.25 inch. I'm gonna keep this fish, folks. Wow, is this a fish? Ah, feels good, man. But that's not a boogie. Ah, shit! I was gonna say that's not a boogie, man. That felt like a nice heavy crappie. The same that I already caught. Dang it. I don't know if that was a bite or I'm hitting bottom. Bite. See if this one will stick. He will. Little guy. Yeah. I love this rod. I recommend this rod. But I myself, I'm not gonna buy it. Call me a hypocrite if you want. But yeah, I can put my reputation that this is a good rod. I just, these days, it takes a lot to get me to buy something. But yeah, thank you for watching all of this video, folks. I know it's probably over 20 minutes. I do appreciate every minute that you spent watching this video. So I'll see you with the next review. Bye bye. Oh man, it doesn't have hook keeper again. $80 rod. You'd think $80 rods would have hook keepers because they're not that concerned about the weight. But no, it didn't. Whatever.